Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
Okay, so we talked about this a couple episodes ago or right before it, because I was handing out patches and I was like, oh, I got some new patches from different random things. And it made me think about the fact that like I don't collect patches. It's not like I have like a log of them or like I organize them like, oh, I'm just really looking for the this or the that patch. I just do kind of fucking like them, and I am more likely to pick them up. Like, and that's part of why I think we used patches when we started. It was like, oh, I have a whole bucket of patches that were like from space, like the replicas of like the space mission patches or like some of my dad's military ones. Do any of you have things that like you don't collect with a capital C, but you are like, those are cool. And if I see a cool one, I do like to have a couple and like put them on a desk or put them somewhere you think about.
Stickers.
Ooh, For you, what makes a sticker appealing?
I like weird ones, or ones that are like super specific to a brand or something like that. So like, for example, I'll go ahead and say all these stickers go on my weed box because that's a good place to put stickers.
Sure.
I have like a little caboodle is essentially what it is. And I don't know, like there's one that I got from the dispensary of like Boba Fett with a bong in his hand, but I also have like,
that's intellectual property, actually.
Yeah, my favorite coffee shop, or the sticker that says coffee or sex, either way you should ask how I like it. Just like I see a sticker and I'm like, I'm going to get that one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like glass bottles,
Ooh.
especially like soda bottles.
You know, they're worth money to like give back.
Yeah, but I keep them.
Hoarder.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like what makes a bottle stand out to you as like, oh, that's a cool one. Or...
definitely different forms, like different shapes. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen gin before come in some really like...
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen gin bottles in their house.
Yeah.
The Hendrix bottle's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It also comes with a cork.
Yep.
The Saint Germain bottles are really cool.
What's your favorite? Do you have favorites? One
I just think like a Mexican Coke bottle really is like the epitome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like instantly recognizable of what it is,
And I used to go to a barbershop and they sold like put a quarter in and you open that little door and grab one of the glass Coke bottles out. And it was so nostalgic to me to do that.
I don't do this a whole ton anymore, but when I was younger, I used to collect rocks, like cool rocks.
I like it.
But
that's a standard little kid thing, I think.
Yeah, well, and my grandfather, who passed away actually before I was born, was like a big rock collector. Yeah. Like he would go out into the mountains and like look for certain types of rocks. And he has a lot of cool stuff. Like he has like aquamarines and, stuff like that. So my mom like has his rock collection. And I think at some point as a kid, I found that and thought it was really cool. So like I would always, just out hiking around here or whatever, look for cool rocks. And then there's a Colorado thing. I don't know if this exists elsewhere, but it's like rock shops where you can, in like touristy towns, you can go in and like buy cool rocks. So I always kind of like doing that too. And I hadn't done it for a long time, but actually this summer, my best friend and I were hanging out, and she, for my birthday, we went into this like rock shop because I was like, oh, I used to love those when I was a kid. And she, for my birthday, bought me an obsidian pyramid. And it's just like this really cool, it's right over there. We
use that pyramid in our Delta Green game.
Yeah. And it's really cool. But she was like, oh, I'll buy you a cool rock for your birthday. Like, what? I'm just going to get whatever speaks to me. And she settled on this very ominous looking like pure obsidian block that I just love.
Yeah, it's dope.
But I do love like cool rocks.
I found my grandpa's marble collection.
Oh,
because he was born like right during the Depression, so like had a shit ton of marbles. And for a while, I was like every marble I could find, I wanted to grab it, but I don't know where they are anymore.
What about you, Jared?
I have 4 kids. Does kids count?
You're collecting children.
Collecting humans.
Sons. You're collecting sons.
Specifically.
I don't know if that sounds any better.
I'm so boring. I think
that's not true.
The things that if
I
don't buy anything unless I really love something. And so I end up not spending money like hardly at all. However, if I did have money, the things I would buy would be hats and shoes.
Yeah, sneakers.
I was going to say, you've got mad shoe game.
Yeah. Because not that like you're sitting on a dragon's trove, but like over the years I've known you, there've been multiple times where I'm like, damn, those are cool and I haven't seen those before. So
I've got some hidden away that I don't really pull out because most of the time I work at home and
Jared's also like a man of mystery, but I remember like one of the first times we did a social outing that was not like podcast related. And I was like, whoa, cool shoes. And he was like, yeah, I'm a shoe guy. And like we'd known Jared for like years, but I was like, no way, you're a shoe guy.
I'm like a weird shoe guy though. I'm not a sneaker guy. I mean, I would have a few pairs of sneakers, but I'm like a dress boot, like, dress shoe kind of guy.
All shoes,
fancy
bro.
shoe
All
guy.
of them.
I have like plaid shoes. I've got some with like, what's that called with like the flowery stuff on Paisley.
Oh.
Yeah. I like all that sort of stuff. So
we,
Nice.
this is several months ago. We all went to go see a show in Boulder. And I remember because you were wearing an awesome pair of shoes. I think it was the thing that were like, oh, those are cool. And Jared's like, well, you may not know it, but I am a bit of a shoe guy.
yeah, if I had money, I would buy hats and shoes, probably exclusively.
And like when you do wear hats or shoes, they are normally cool hats or cool shoes.
Also, to Jared's hat point, today I literally thought Jared got a haircut, but it's just because he's not wearing a hat. And I think it might be one of like 2 times I've ever seen Jared not wearing a hat.
That's probably true. Yeah, I'm hats around the clock usually.
Same.
As like a fashion accessory. I feel like Trent is a utility thing. Like sometimes I forget what your head looks like without a hat.
Yeah, well, there's a point as you get older and you have the balding trait that you just switch back and forth between beanies and ball caps.
I was literally going to say that like it's like a marker for me of when the season is truly changing when Trent goes from like baseball hat to beanie. Yeah.
It's tough right now because, global warming. So that threshold really gets pushed back every year.
What do you
That
mean? It's
line.
always been hot around here.
Right.
Or you get to that weird point in Colorado where you're like, it's 45 fucking degrees when I go to work.
Right.
And by lunch, it is 85 out.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody.
that's rough.
Bring layers.
The other day it was like 95 degrees, but it didn't get up there until like 3 p.m. And it was like, what are we doing? What's going
What's
on?
happening? We don't know how to handle this.
Yeah, there's days on my commute where I'm like, how am I supposed to dress for this? It's cold enough where I might want gloves to go out to my car.
Yep.
And then midday at work, if I'm wearing long sleeves, I'll die.
Yeah.
Like when the wind chill's negative something.
You
and
literally
then the sun
just
comes out
yeah.
and melts everything.
You literally just have to have at all times of year, like multiple outfits in your car to like, you have to just be able to switch at any point.
But I mean, it's funny because right now what we have is multiple bandits that you need to figure out
layers
what
of
you're
bandits.
doing.
I actually had
Layers and
in the
layers.
game right now.
Oh yeah. Isn't
He
there a
said it
rule
was
for that?
like late March.
Is it
It's
the
early
first
March.
day
Early
of,
March.
it's not March. Fasta?
It's the March analog. I'll have to look it up. I don't
It's
know my
Pharasma, but I don't remember how to pronounce it.
Oh, this is the Pharasma month.
Phantasma.
Farch.
I hate that.
Ah, yes, the first of March.
It's a nice.
When the smell from the meat packing plants wafts over the trees.
I've literally never seen Trent laugh that hard. I don't think.
That's pretty good. Farch.
Fart.
I feel like we've got to tell our Pharasma cleric in the other game about Farch. Pharasma's holy month.
I actually had an idea. So,
Pharast.
what are we doing right now?
Harassed.
Harassed. What are we doing right now?
Like
Are
in
we-
real life or in the game?
In the game.
So it's like the sun is set.
I don't know to either of those questions.
Yeah.
You're hanging out around this cook fire in a bandit camp. You have 2 bandits left. And kind of like the really big things is you abstractly, your mission here is to secure like the lands from banditry enough where you're given a better charter. Because right now your charter is essentially just being privateers. But it's sort of implied / said that if you do well enough, they'll give you a charter to start your own community, and they will give you like the trade support and the political justification. What's the I think we've talked about this before, but like Crusader Kings is great about it, like the cause for war. Like you have
Casus Belli.
Casus Belli. And so like there's a lot of stuff here where like in order to start a kingdom, you either have to have like the might to do it, or you have to have been like given the documentation and support of someone else's political or social capital to say, no, they have the right to. And so once you secure this land enough, you'll sort of be given that right. And what I'll say is you're also, if you're thinking far enough ahead, you also might be kind of figuring out like, well, where do you want to set up a community or start a new kingdom potentially? So you do have to secure and kind of scout the area out, get a lay of the land. A couple of you, I believe Arthur has promised upon the word of the gods
Yes.
that you will return a wedding ring to a traitor. And I imagine Erastil has some thoughts about reuniting family artifacts of tradition. You know at this point that is to an old sycamore to the east if you follow the Thorn River. And they said it's tall, it's big. And like you may have even, now you think about it, you did see some giant single tree on the horizon you could barely make out riding down during the day. You now know a little bit, and they sort of referenced it, but I'll just say that the Bandit Lord's location is on the Tuskwater, a big lake down south that the Thorn feeds into.
Sure.
So that's there. You have a lot of small threads that you could investigate. You know that there's a hermit somewhere to the east of here out in the lands that made a lot of potions that sold to Oleg. It's like an alchemist hermit somewhere to the east. You've sent a single freed bandit with a stick and a leg welt running off to the eastern plains. And you know that once you're established, you have been invited to go visit Miegar on the high plains south of the crossing, the small town that you spent a night in a few nights back. He specifically said, hey, once you get settled, please come visit me. We're trying to set up our area. We'd love to see you. So those are all kind of like small things. So the big thing is really what you have in front of you now is a couple of bandits and their camp.
Sure. Okay. So I think that Ari, if we're just like hanging out around the fire right now, like kind of regrouping.
Yeah, and you have the two bandits that you've let live piling up the bodies of their comrades.
That's really, really, really cruel, actually. But
there's no alignment anymore.
That's true.
That's true.
We're all just agents of chaos.
Cleric is going to torture somebody like just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just light torture. A little.
Like annoying, playing the same song over and over again.
Yeah.
What's up,
you want to hear
pussycat?
Hotel California again?
No, anything but the Eagles.
I feel the same way.
I think Ari kind of like is just like sitting, looking into the fire, sort of strategizing. And as she does this, it's like she has little flashes back to her past of her like in a training hall with her sisters, and I think she's mentioned this, but she has like 10 older sisters. And so they're like kind of fighting, and there's like clearly like people walking around, like training them. And she's just, sort of thinking about all of that. And she's going to look at everybody and be like, okay, so we clearly have to take out Stag Guy.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not sure we have the might at the moment, however.
Well, I had a thought about that.
Well, we might go east.
I don't get it.
To fight gremlins.
Might gremlins.
Well, gremlins aside, I had a thought about the Stag Lord. This guy, whoever one of the bandits is walking around,
What's your
said
name?
Something.
Christoph? Is that what you said?
No,
the other
Christoph
guy's
is the
Christoph.
That's the
halfling.
tiny one.
Christoph is dead.
No, Christoph is the halfling.
Well, that's
okay.
Stevenson or something like that.
Regardless.
Floric. I'm called Floric.
Floric and Christoph.
That's a terrible name.
I didn't pick it.
Sounds like a disease.
Sounds like a gremlin. Are you a gremlin?
No, I'm not a gremlin.
Are you two gremlins in a coat?
I don't have a coat.
So Floric said that Kressel used capturing the other bandits as kind of an audition for the Stag Lord. What if we poison this booze that was meant to be delivered to him anyway?
Whoa. We're going to poison people?
Hold on. He's evil.
There's no such thing.
Jesus, one day I will get through this plan.
What's your plan?
Poison the booze and stage some. I say we tie up perhaps Arthur and Nikolai. Stage a.
Wait, what? You're tying me up?
Lucky and I pose as bandits, trying to get in good with the Stag Lord by like beating up and delivering
I see.
Nikolai and Arthur as prisoners with all of this booze that we stole from you to give to him as an offering and prove our might by capturing you. And then we get in, we infiltrate the ranks of the Stag Lord with this poisoned booze, and we just take him out through stealth. Now we can go get this wedding ring and like the gremlins and all of that stuff beforehand if you want, but how about we infiltrate our way in rather than just try to go in blindly fighting through this giant tree? Essentially, and Ari's like, essentially, we Chewbacca you guys.
I would not be able to speak.
Wait,
I
what?
cannot tell a lie.
Oh.
Well,
You're
what if you don't lie? What if you just say, they captured me? We
Have you ever
did. We
chopped
can
down a
actually
cherry
capture
tree?
you.
Yeah, you could just remain silent. I actually like this idea.
Okay.
Right now.
But I think we should go and get this ring. I have promised it and to mete out revenge.
I think we need to find poison, so we should find the alchemist who has poison.
Let's journey east and just
see what happens.
But I think before it's all said and done, there's no way we're going to be able to actually accomplish our goals out here or ever live peacefully if this stag lord is out wreaking havoc and whatever old man in the basement. Did you guys hear that? That was also kind of weird.
Yes,
Where
that
else
was
keep old man?
That was strange.
Not
Wait,
in the basement.
What?
that's something we might need to explore later.
There's a lot to unpack there.
That's very camping. See?
Well, what do we do with these two?
Well,
I say we tie them up, leave them here, go retrieve that ring, and when we go back to Svetlana and
They could be
Oleg,
eaten by animals.
who cares if they're eaten by animals?
We care.
I care.
He
That's
cares.
terrible.
would you rather be tied up and left, or would you rather me kill you now?
Jesus.
Well, I mean, between those two...
I don't know who that is, but...
Listen,
Oh, there was a guy who we knew once. Mad carpenter. By Jesus.
listen, I just think
Drink a lot
that
of wine, though.
Very high craft skill.
what
Always
is
said it was water.
what is to stop these men from going out and just continuing their banditry or reporting back to the stag lord what we're planning to do?
We fucking
and that we're
hate
out
the
here.
stag lord.
All right, well, how about you go work for our friends who you've been terrorizing for the last few months, and if we ever hear of you doing anything bad, we'll come and kill you ourselves.
Also, our charter is to eliminate the bandit threat.
There's more ways to
So-
eliminate a threat than just killing it.
And if they,
Ooh, this one was smart.
if we send them to Oleg and Svetlana and they kill them and run, then what do we do?
Oh, I will track them down. I actually pull them closer to me. I will track them down, kill them and their families, and leave them to die by buzzards picking out their throats.
I really like my throat.
Ari looks at you guys and is like, he is so creepy.
I'm going to ask him, do you recognize this symbol? And points to his house symbol on his chest.
No.
Have you ever heard of House Midvid?
So like an inn?
It is my family, just north of here.
Okay.
There are many of us.
Oh, shit.
If I come across you again as a bandit or with this party, my whole family will pay this land a visit.
Well,
Right.
also, didn't I massively intimidate one of them already?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, so it's I'm
his
kind of
pants are
hoping
shit.
that we have proven to them how dangerous we are to them and that we can essentially take them back with us when we retrieve and bring back the wedding ring and say hey, you guys have to help out around here, and if there's any funny business, they just know they're toast.
Your lives can be redeemed.
You can have everything that banditry had to offer you. You can build something new, you can grow richer, but just do it in a way that doesn't suck.
I show him on my map where the place is and
Well, I figure we just leave them here and then we'll come back and get them and then take them with us.
make him do it.
Because we have to go back there anyway if we get this wedding
So
ring back.
you're not tied up though, right?
No, we're definitely tying you up.
Oh,
We'll leave you some food.
How are we going to eat it?
we won't tie you up.
Figure it out.
There's wolves.
Yeah, they could die, and then what's the point?
But if we leave them, then they're just going to go tell Stag Lord.
They won't, because I will take this mace and smash it into the genitals so many times. They will never have families.
You guys ever seen the movie Immortals? That happens in that movie.
It's very specific.
It's
Amazing.
like in the
That's a big
movie
hammer.
The Immortals.
Oh, I didn't see
Immortals
that one.
with Henry Cavill. Have you ever seen it?
I missed it. I mostly just saw him in The Witcher and that one Mission Impossible film where he cocks his arms.
But he's not in Witcher anymore.
Well, yeah.
Okay. I think we should tell them they have to go back to Svetlana and Oleg. And if they don't, or if anything is amiss at all, we're going to hunt them down. And then...
Don't think they're going to be real receptive to us. We'll rob them coming back to
Yeah, well,
them?
that's your own thing to figure out.
Could we just flee into the countryside?
No.
You'll never hear from us again?
I'm fine with that.
Acceptable.
Should we make him flee north?
Is there any way, can I do a sense motive or see where they're at with this type of thing?
Yeah. What's your perception bonus?
6.
Okay.
One has shit in his pants.
He definitely does.
Yeah.
What you're picking is they're just terrified and they're just trying to live. Like they're just very self-servingly trying to live.
Okay.
And a
Keep
champion and a
Keep a
cleric are
dagger,
torturing
and
them.
that's it.
Oh, that's fine, right?
Can I at least then say that retroactively I did make sure they weren't around when I was talking about my Stag Lord plan?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
at least if they then go back to the Stag Lord, they don't see that coming.
Also understand that we personally have been tasked with eliminating banditry in these lands. So if you continue it, we will find you. And we will end you.
We are here to eliminate all banditry.
We have to kill them. We have to. If we let them go, and even though they don't know our plan, they know what we look like, and we show up and try to pull any sort of ruse, they will. The jig is up.
See, this one wants to kill you. Already.
We don't know nothing about no ruse. We just
Why would they even want to go back to the Stag Lord, though? Admitting that they've been defeated here,
cowards.
He'll probably kill them.
Well,
He will.
He definitely will. So you should just
if
disappear.
we leave them with a weapon and nothing else, then they're just going to attack the next person they see to
Well,
get.
I can find a good
to
stick
survive.
again.
Well, then we're giving them the location of a place where they can go to get food and shelter. And if
Or-
they choose to not, then
or hurt innocent people.
Okay, no more daggers. Lucky says no.
I,
I go find sticks.
You get sticks.
this is just our thing. We're just giving bandits sticks, and we're like,
One
this
stick
is
is
what
a
you get.
twig, the other one's very sturdy.
this doesn't seem like much of a stick.
It's the best I
Well,
can find.
you can play swords with each other.
What do you think we're supposed to do? Like, she's looking at the band. She's like, "Do you understand our dilemma? You've
Yeah,
put us
you-
in this really bad position."
You clearly can take us on, no problem, right? So you just let us go. And if we try to fuck with you, you kill us, right?
It's not about us. It's about what you're going to do to other people.
What are you doing to other people? We were sitting here having dinner, and you just murdered most of us.
That's a really fair
this
point.
was not murder. This was revenge.
What did we do to you?
Not us personally. You have been tainting these lands with your banditry, and it will not be accepted anymore.
All right, fine. I'll fish.
Are
Oh,
you
yeah,
going to
that's a
become
good
a
idea.
fisher?
I'll try.
Fisherman?
Fisherman.
It were lumberjack.
Fisher person.
The halfling just
The
pipes up.
bird, a fisher bird?
The halfling pipes up. I've always wanted to be a lumberjack.
Oh,
Well,
go
that's
do that. That-
adorable.
that
You should
sounds
go be a
wonderful.
lumberjack.
I could try.
Yeah, definitely do that.
There's a lot of trees around here. Could be less.
Well, I
Well,
mean, like,
not
don't
too many.
arbitrarily chop down trees. Like, that's...
Nikolai tells him the best fishing spots in the area that he's noticed.
Right. I mean, we usually just fish down in the thorn, you know, right down the... Yeah, sure. No, of course. Right.
She's
You
going to
guys
look at
are the
Lucky and
good
be
ones.
like, there's no way that we can do what we're trying to accomplish here if we're just murdering everybody we encounter. We have to try to give people a chance. And if it comes back to bite us, then we'll just have to kill them then.
We will be just as hated if we continue to murder like these idiots.
I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's
I'll-
going to hate us for killing bandits.
Oh, we wouldn't like it. No, not at all.
What
you
if
won't be
we...
around to hate me anyways.
Shit.
we're just making enemies. What if we need
He's
to try
terrifying.
to... I mean, these men probably know someone who would come after us for harming them. So what if we just try to make some friends occasionally instead of only making enemies?
We could be your friends.
No,
Okay,
no,
we don't
that's
want to
not
actually be friends with you.
No,
She's like,
sorry.
shut up.
You should leave right now before
All right.
Lucky
Well,
literally
He
slits
like
your
actually
throat.
might just hunt you down and kill you. So
What if we keep them as guides, bound our hands?
This one smells. He has poop in his pants.
would you
we can-
rather
We can keep them
flee?
on like a 20-foot tether.
She's gonna say, would you rather flee into the night, or
Yes.
would you rather come with us and help us infiltrate the Stag Lord?
You will not have weapons either way.
That's true. You're going to be fighting with a stick.
Give me
Even-
those sticks. You can't have them.
Even at the mention of trying to fight the Stag Lord, they go just like white, like the blood just drains out of their face. And they're like, no, please, no.
All right, flee into the night.
Just
Done.
leave.
And the halfling just takes off. Slosh, 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 slosh.
Harm anyone, and we will find you and kill you. Banditry in this land is over.
Arthur wants to pull Lucky aside and be like,
Nikolai just
The
his
Floric
thumb
runs
on a-
back and picks up the stick. and
feather
takes
of his
off.
arrow, just looking at him like,
listen,
Thank
friend,
you.
there will be many opportunities to mete out revenge against people who deserve it. But you have to understand that We can't slaughter every single person we come across.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm not looking for any revenge, actually. I'm just looking to do
I can't fathom it.
what our charter was, which
What
is
about you?
eliminate
Do
the
you want-
bandit threat.
This is true.
And I don't really care what that looks like. But if we continue to leave them alive, then they're just going to go do what they do somewhere else.
Don't
What?
don't tell the others.
Okay,
I give you permission
you.
to kill the next ones we come across.
perfect.
Okay, everybody, ready to pack up?
Well, you still haven't finished going through the supplies.
Yeah.
I think I said last episode, Lucky found some supplies. So there are supplies, food, firewood, tents, pretty good condition tents.
Nice.
So there's bedrolls, tents, and tents. If you want to take any of those, your horses are a little ways off. They're a few miles away. So someone, if they do want to get them, will have to go back for your horses.
Yeah.
And
they
our
have
llamas.
horses?
I do want to go
They
back.
did
Yeah.
not have horses here.
They had a wagon with no horses.
Yep.
Oh yeah, what's in the wagon?
Okay, so we're jumping around. Over in the wagon, you find just a few supplies, enough materials to make a spike snare.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
cool. I can do that.
Oh, well, shit, there you go.
I took the snare crafting thing.
Dope.
So, and that's in addition to like, because if you do the snare crafting, it sort of has some like alchemy of like certain amount of free ones you get per day. This is enough materials to make a permanent one that you can carry around with you.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So there's that in there. Yeah, the horses are 2 or 3 miles away, so someone would have to go spend half an hour,
Yeah,
going
we'll go get 'em.
jogging out
I'll walk with you while they're
Yeah.
talking to each
Me and
other.
Nikolai will go get them.
at
Did we,
night.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
If I'm not stealthing, that's probably the best time for me to go. Or if
Sure.
I'm not stealthy.
Yeah, and I have low light vision.
Sure.
Did
The
we
moon's out.
just like do a general perception around the camp?
Lucky did. Lucky
Okay.
search. And so Lucky underneath those supplies, and I'll say that you find about, let's call it almost 20 plus days worth of ration materials, like
Damn.
hardtack and other things that'll keep.
Okay.
All right. You ready for the real shit though?
I'm ready.
Oh,
All right.
Oh,
So you find stashed underneath that, part of which Ari has already looted. You find 9 gold pieces. So living large.
hell yeah.
Cool.
121 silver.
Oh, whoa, that's pretty good money actually.
It's not bad. A pair of silver earrings worth 15 gold.
Ooh,
Wow.
A wooden music box worth about 8 gold.
adorable.
3 crates of furs and pelts worth about 5 gold apiece. You suspect from Oleg's trading post.
Sure.
8 bottles of herbal liquor. One of which Ari has taken. So 7 bottles of herbal liquor,
Hey.
each worth 2 gold apiece.
Wow. Wow.
Which, like, what do we say? Like, that's 2 gold is a week or two's stay in an inn.
Mhm.
So, for context, that'd be like
Like
several.
$2,000.
No, because cost of living hasn't been ridiculously inflated in this world. So I'd say it's probably the equivalent of like a $200 or $200 to $300 bottle of liquor,
Okay.
which is like pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ari's walking along with Nikolai in the forest, still drinking out of it, and she's like, "This stuff is amazing."
How many
I have some.
Huh?
May I have some?
Of course.
crates? How many crates?
3 crates worth 5 apiece of pelts and furs.
How are we going to move this?
I say we leave it, and if we can. Oh, I'm not here. Never mind.
Because it's muddy near the river, I guess.
Gross.
Thanks.
Sorry, I was writing down the loot. I mean, if we
Can
want,
we use the cart?
I think
I said it was broken down. I don't know.
It could be repaired.
Okay.
if we want to do a good deed,
Yes.
We
Oh,
could
wow. Look at you.
we could take some of this to the trading post.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I like how he says, if you want to do a good deed. It's not me. I don't. Fuck that.
No thanks.
I'll put it to a vote.
Lucky, can I ask you, what is your obsession with slaughtering all these people?
I have no obsession with slaughtering people. Just want to make sure we do what we've been tasked to do.
Did you have a troubled childhood or anything?
Whatever would give you that idea.
It's Pathfinder. We all have troubled childhoods. Except me, actually. It's a pretty good one.
My childhood was fairly nondescript.
Oh, yes, mine as well.
Yeah, same.
Clearly raised with different values and instinct.
What values would you say those were for you?
Oh, just getting by, doing what you got to do to get to the next day.
Survival of the crittest.
Boo. All right, so we're cutting back over.
James is like, that's enough of that.
Scene. And that's done.
And
Like I'm gonna pull a play out of Jared's book. When I ever had like random arbitrary listening stuff he was listening into, Jared always like I was editing some a couple weeks ago where you're in a place and you're like, and that's enough from you. We're good. So the two of you are kind of just walking in the moonlight, heading back to your horses. What's your perception DCs? I will write this down one day, audience. I'm sorry.
18.
18. 10 plus your bonus.
16.
So it's at night as you're sort of working along this. You're walking down. You're probably about half of the way there. You're about 2 miles away from the camp when you hear something moving in the woods coming up on you.
Okay. Which direction does it come
From the north. You have the river to your south and you're heading east.
Okay.
And there's something coming from the north. You hear like just something rustling.
Get behind a tree
Yeah,
or
we'll
hide
hide.
in bushes or whatever's close. And wait for one of the bandits we let go to run by.
All right, so Jane,
we
you've
just
got
pull a little rope across and
Sure,
trip
I'm
them.
glad we got out of there.
I told you we would find you.
Jane,
Those suckers.
you've got a +7. You've got a +1, Jason?
On stealth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Unless you let me use any survival action to get
not for stealth. Sorry.
paint myself like a tree and lean up against it.
Camo.
I mean, he's literally wearing a Predator shirt.
That's true. I plop into that mud
Into
and
the
then
mud.
stand back on the tree.
So you get behind the tree just as you hear it into the time and you see 2 wolves kind of come out onto the path and sniff the air.
Oh shit, there are wolves.
I mean, these are big creatures, right? Like actual proper fucking wolves out on the road, just sort of sniffing the air, kind of looking vaguely in the direction near you.
Can I ready an action?
Sure.
I'd like to ready my bow
Okay.
in case they start coming after us. And
Sure.
we should probably look around. Something Nikolai would know is they don't just walk together. We're probably surrounded.
There's a whole ass pack of wolves
Yeah.
out here.
So what do you do?
I climb up a tree and hi.
Do you want to climb up the tree?
Are we behind a tree?
You're hiding behind a tree. Nikolai grabbed you really quickly and got you behind a tree.
Should I be like, let's go up the tree?
I'm not very athletic.
I'm going up the tree.
And there's not a lot of low branches for me to get. Maybe you could toss down the rope when you get up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up this tree. Like
So you
try
said-
to creepily climb up the
All
tree.
right. So here's what I'm going to say.
Sneakily, I guess.
You are going to climb up the tree, and we're going to roll initiative with just the 2 of you on your
shit.
own.
Man.
Now, here's what I'll say. Jason, I'm totally okay with you using survival for initiative.
Okay.
Jane, your initiative is going to be athletics because climbing the tree is how you start it. So 1 second, please. All right. So you know what? I get to hit the drop a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All
Are the
right.
wolves coming towards us?
The wolves, were coming over that direction, and you
they're
starting to go
sniffing.
up the tree. They heard some sort of wildlife or animal. They don't know what. It's you, and now they're entering. They're hunting.
A twig crack.
All right. So Jane, what'd you get for athletics initiative?
16.
All right, not bad. Not great, but not bad.
So
Wow.
rude.
And Nikolai, what'd you get for survival initiative?
22.
Ooh.
Damn.
So Jane, we're gonna say you start 5 feet up the tree.
Okay.
Nikolai, you'll get to go first. The 2 wolves react to the sound. You see their body language change in a way you know, oh, they're on
coming
the
after
hunt.
us.
Yeah.
I will take aim at the one directly in front of us.
Okay.
To the north.
Within 30
Yeah,
feet.
to the north with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so I'll do the other one because he's
Perfect.
further
Just
away.
outside of.
Wolf to the northeast.
And I'm hoping
The wolf to the east.
killing one makes the other run away. Oh,
Oh God.
22.
Hit, not a crit.
Okay.
I don't want to kill these wolves.
6.
yelps, growls.
All right.
And let's get into wolf combat music
No,
by
let's just
Syrinscape.
feed them.
That's
All
a
right,
15 for the second shot.
I think that's green.
sure.
Green. Yeah.
These are so simple. That one's just wolf 1, I've decided, because it's the first one that got hit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It took how much damage, Jason? In the first
6.
hit? 6. Sinks into it.
15 to hit the second one.
That will hit. Oh, you know what, though? It is moonlight now, so let's do your 5. Let's do your 20% miss chance.
Man.
12.
12. You're good in the first one. Second one,
Oh. 16.
Nice.
good again. How much damage on the second hit?
8.
Ah, man, the math is so much easier here.
Is still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck me, these are big wolves.
Damn.
Yeah, they're wolves.
Patch that shit.
Oh. Is that your Thunderstone patch?
What are you trying to do? More damage?
Hey,
What is it?
It's a
it's
20.
a 20.
Natural 20?
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Jesus.
Oh, hi, wolf.
So don't forget your deadly die.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a piercing weapon.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Piercing. Gusher. The target takes 1d6 persistent
Oh.
bleed.
Nice, nice.
So 10 total, plus that bleed when it
So
happens.
that's doubled plus the d10?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 on the original. That's not very good.
It goes down
Nice.
and is bleeding.
Mm.
All right. Sure enough, seeing this, the other wolf is going to retreat and like start backing away. And then, so like spends one action, like basically takes a step back and then spends 2 actions just running.
Okay,
You look so sad, Jane.
I am sad, and I want to heal this wolf,
Okay.
but I
Alright.
don't have any ability to do something.
I do.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Okay, mine?
Yeah.
Okay, Ari's going to slide back down the tree.
It's only 5 feet, so you can just drop off.
Okay. And she's going to be like,
Why did you do that?
I felt like it would look cool. Ari's going to be like, I appreciate you getting the wolves to go away and all of that, but I do think we should try to heal this one and maybe feed it and just let it go and then we can run away.
Okay.
You guys are too nice.
I feel bad for
Saving
shooting
animals,
the wolf.
saving bandits.
Not doing its job.
All right,
I'm
so
glad we have one person who's like, why would we do that?
so
It
here's
will
the deal.
literally eat us.
Rules as written is that a creature, when it hits 0 HP, is instantly dead.
Okay.
Oh.
However, the GM can decide at any point, if appropriate or warranted, to use player death rules.
Okay.
So we're going to play this out because it's tight. You critted it, so it's at dying 2,
Okay.
and it's bleeding.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, true.
Ari's going to like grab some food. So like already if we can wake it up, she's got a
So
treat.
do you have a healer's kit or anything, Jane? Because you could run over and attempt first aid on it. I would also
I
attempt
do.
survival.
I do. And
Okay.
I have treat wounds.
First aid is what you'll need to do to try to stabilize it, basically.
All right.
So if you want to, you can run over and attempt a medicine check. And you'll have, because you'll drop down as an action, run over, medicine check. First aid's 1 action, I believe.
Yeah, I am going to medicine check it.
Maybe it's 2, but either way, I'll say you're on the ground, free drop, so you can make it over there.
Okay. That's a 20.
Okay. So
30, 20.
you are going to stabilize it, but it's still bleeding. So it is now dying 0, wounded 1, bleeding.
Okay.
Nikolai, it's your turn.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go up and do a medicine check too.
So in this case, you can do first aid, do 2 action to try to stop, give it a free check against the bleeding.
Okay.
So I'm just looking on that first aid.
Dun,
Dun, dun,
hang on,
dun.
I'm doing math.
Can we clip to what
16.
Arthur and
Okay.
Lucky are doing?
I'm going to give you that. So it's going to get a free flat check on the bleeding.
Okay.
And you stop the bleeding.
Okay.
Yay.
So the wolf is now unconscious and stable.
Okay. Do you want to back up and try to heal it? It could jump up and bite us.
It's stabilized and healing though,
It's stabilized and not bleeding.
and not
Yeah.
bleeding.
So it's not actively dying.
Don't what's the rule on when creatures are unconscious? Don't they wake up after like a certain amount of time?
A couple hours. It could be anywhere from like 4 to 15 hours.
Well,
So
then
we
I'll
could
just move it close to the tree and kind of leave it. And
Yeah. Oh, we'll leave it
hastily
some
move
food.
on.
I'm going to put some like little food by it.
Okay.
And then,
Pour a little booze out for it.
I'll
yeah.
do an Erastal prayer on it.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll just let it like heal and hopefully link back up with its buddies.
Do you have
Hopefully.
any of the Erastal aphorisms like written down? I'm always curious what those are.
I have some. One of the coolest, I think, is "Do not suffer fools."
Okay. I do love that one.
Yeah, but the saying for the house is "Endurance overcomes all,"
Ooh.
and that's something that, like, if you go back, if you read through Nikolai's journal, "Endurance overcomes all" is like how he ends a lot of the.
So
This
maybe
sucks.
a little bit it's on the wolf. Like if the wolf has the endurance, it'll live, and if not, then that's
I'll
the
do a
natural
prayer
order.
and then I'll lean down and whisper, "Endurance overcomes all."
Dope.
Ari pets it.
We should go now.
Yeah, let's leave before it eats us
And then
because
we
it's mad.
Sprint for 2 actions.
Run away!
Ah!
So you take off. You make it to the horses,
And the llama.
and the llama, the drama.
Nadrama the llama.
Like I said, I just watched Napoleon Dynamite. We should have named it Tina.
You can get a second llama.
We should get
True.
a
should.
Nadrama and
The
Tina.
look on Jason's face when he was like, "Fuck, we can get
Yeah,
a
we
second
can
This
llama."
do
game
that.
allows you to have more than one llama.
Come on, Tina, eat your food.
When we have a kingdom someday, we can be llama herders.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm in.
Our
A llama
primary
farm.
export is
Yeah.
We can
llama.
carry everything.
You actually have enough llamas. Your city is on wheels, and it's just towed behind a herd of llamas.
I like that. Like Bowser's Kingdom is just
Yeah.
moves.
Yeah.
All right, so you go off and you get the horses. Anything of note happened back at the camp? You two kind of already touched on that. You had your
Smells
little
like
moment.
sex in here.
Oh, let me put my armor back on.
Let me help you.
God.
That's very sad that you have killed so many people along this journey. I'm kind of wonder what that feels like, to be honest.
Haven't you killed lots of people, Mr. Knight in
No,
training?
see, I've said this many times because of you guys. I'm a recruit. I have not done a whole lot of killing. I've done a lot of learning, a lot of helping actual knights put on armor, that sort of thing.
What have you killed besides one of these bandits?
Mostly wolves.
God.
Where were you when we needed you?
Ari's like, what does everybody have against wolves?
Do you say that to me as we're walking down the road?
Just apropos of nothing.
Everybody hates wolves.
I don't know.
So let's accelerate this a little bit. You get me to the horses. On your way back, do you come the same way down the path again, or do you want to skirt where the wolf would be?
I want to take haste approaching where the wolf is. And if we have to, like, giddy up these horses and run.
It's not there when you
Okay.
come back.
Nice.
Which would be pretty quick for it to recover, so that's
Let's-
odd.
Oh no.
Could be anything.
I had this thought.
No.
Or we fed nature.
Giant, huge monster.
Or
I'm gonna
the
pick up
other
the pace.
wolf.
Pick
was
up the
like,
pace on the horse.
Meal.
Yep. Thrum, thrum, thrum. And sure enough, the two of you, it's not long before, it's getting pretty late, but you hear the clop, 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 clop of horses coming up the road.
It's an attack.
Steal yourself.
All right. So any other plans? You all make camp. At this point, you will have to make, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well, do you put a watch up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No
course.
watch.
No.
No watches. Got it.
Me and Spike will take watch. A watch.
Hey,
Spike
Spike's
appears.
back.
Spike's back.
Ah.
I'll take the second watch.
Cool. So you do this. As we talked about, it takes a little bit longer to rest with only 4 of you. With it being a later start, I imagine you're probably not going to get a start on the day, the next day, until about halfway into the day.
I
No.
say we just do rations, no rolling for food or anything
Simple.
like
Yeah.
that.
So you all eat, you get the stuff. You might be mildly hungover in the morning, Jane.
Damn.
But
It was a special reserve. It's quite high ABV.
give me a will save, Jason.
Ooh,
Oh,
I don't like that.
sounds terrible.
So you're also during the night
20.
while you sleep.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're not going to be fatigued from this, but you
Awesome.
are racked by strong dreams.
Okay.
And it's a little it's at best interpretive, right? It's vague in a lot of ways. And you feel yourself from the perspective of like a root system. This is sort of the best that you can put yourself, and you feel yourself growing in a forest, growing over time, people coming and going, things nourishing your roots from rain to blood, everything changing. At some point you feel a spark, something that speaks to you, something that feels holy and divine, and you feel it inside of you. You feel it growing to the west of you. You feel it flourish and blossom like a flower, and then you feel it rot and die away. This part of you, this something that feels akin to you, that feels different. And you wake up with the image of like a pool in front of a temple scorched into your memory.
Okay.
Music there doing wonders.
Mhm.
Yeah. Syrinscape, I'm telling you.
I imagine it's kind of a wake up.
Yeah. A little sweaty, a little uncomfortable.
I will keep it to myself for now and get up and go on my watch when it's time.
You go on your watch. It's pretty quiet throughout the night at this point. You hear a couple of wolves in the distance, but just normal stuff. Yeah. No
Okay.
big deal.
I'll sketch it in my book as I'm sitting there, and then that's how I'll move on.
And what I'll say is that while you're doing that, it's almost as if like something, the dream kind of guides your hand even in your waking moments. And what you draw is like a thicket of brambles, a clearing in the woods. And you see an escarpment carved into the likeness of a giant elk above a 50-foot wide cave opening. At least from your perspective, you think maybe 50 feet-ish. Could be anything.
Okay.
All right. It's the morning. What do y'all want to do?
Get some food and get on the road.
We have to go
probably.
after this ring, right?
Yes.
Are we taking the things back to Svetlana and Oleg?
I say we
Once we
hide
get the
them,
ring?
bury them.
Okay.
Can we get this wagon
Do we
moving?
need to get this ring?
You could
Oh,
get...
yes.
Lucky it is more important to me than I believe I could make you understand.
Fine.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
I don't really care. I'm just here to have a good time.
Put
really.
down that
So-
bottle.
We just woke
This
up.
stuff is great.
You like pouring some in your coffee that we made over the
Not
fire?
even noon.
It is
17
actually noon,
years
but you
old.
just
Here
woke
to
up.
party.
Ari is literally a teenage runaway, so of course she's drinking at 9 a.m.
We're going to have
course.
to have a discussion about this, child.
I'll make sure the horses are taken care of too before we head out.
So you did ask about the wagon. So here's the deal. If you all on... What is the movement speed of a horse? What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
It's about 1 horsepower.
African or
Ha 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 ha.
That should be.
Well, I don't know. I'm way too happy about that.
Looking it up.
Me too.
Horse speed. Looking it up at single horse speed. Horse speed.
Riding horse.
Yep, that's this.
Oh wait, that's the
40 feet.
40 feet, perfect.
Beat ya.
So you now get 2 activity points a
Jane
day.
just fell out of the tree.
That's all the drinking. Look, it's Jane's version of praying. She's a worshiper of Caden Kalia, and she wakes up, she's like, look, morning prayers.
Do a shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
A riding horse strides. If it strides twice, it has a 10-foot circumstance bonus to its speed during these strides.
Gallop.
That's wonderful. Yeah, so in combat it can do that, but for its base one. So you now, as long as you're all horseward, or horse, no, you're not laden by horse, as long as you're horseboard,
Horse.
as long as you all have horses, fuck language. As long as you all have horses, you have 2 exploration points a day. Now you only have about half the day left, give or take. You could get the wagon working. You think it would take a successful craft check or an appropriate lore check, and probably about half a day's worth of work, like an activity point worth of work.
I think
to get it
that's-
working.
And it wouldn't hurt us from staying here.
Yes, well spent time.
Mm.
Now, do any of you have craft or appropriate lores, carpentry or wagonry or any shit like that?
I just have craft.
I have craft.
I don't have a specific.
And I'm
Hunting
not
lore is
great
number
at
one.
it.
I think, mine is probably more like
I have warfare
snares.
lore.
Cool.
Cool.
In
Surely
the
that
Great
helps.
Wagon War.
Put a spike on each of the wheels.
It's Mad Max.
I've made chariots before.
God, we're just going to recreate Ben-Hur. Okay, so at least two of you can work on that and aid it. Where do the other two of you want to get up to for half the day?
You know what? I will forage ahead of time.
Okay. Any particular direction or place you want to forage? Do you want to stay close? Are you willing to range
Yeah,
a
I'll
little
stay
bit?
relatively close. I mean, the most I would go away is probably like 500 feet.
Okay. All right. So if you want to make a foraging check, Trent, is Arthur going to get up to anything during the day?
I think he would help with the wagon.
Sure.
He's a nice, strong dude.
Okay.
Can
I'll
just kinda
let you help.
Good, strong guy.
So if anybody wants to roll
Strap in.
craft checks, someone can pick as the primary and the other can aid, or you can each attempt it.
Definitely not the
I have a
primary.
7.
Oh, yeah. You be the primary.
I'm untrained. So.
Okay.
I will aid.
Okay.
Am I rolling this?
Let's let Jane
Yeah.
roll for the aid first. I always like to know the total number before
Sure.
you roll.
I do not aid.
Oh.
I just meant, am I rolling it or are you rolling it?
Oh, this is an open check.
Okay.
Fine.
16.
Total?
Yes.
Okay. Just asking for a friend.
I rolled a 9.
I think that is going to be enough, though, because a wagon is a level 1 item. Yep, just barely.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
You spend the afternoon, and you're able to get that shit worked out.
All right.
15.
Great job, Lucky.
Thank
15, you forage and get some supplies. Jason. Let me jump over here to the camping chapter of the Kingmaker Companion Book. And you're able to hunt and gather the zone's DC. And so 15, I think that actually just fails in this zone.
Okay.
So you'll find basic ingredients equal to the zone's DC. So I think you'll find 15 basic ingredients or 16. All right. Yeah, I'll call it 16 and I'll look it up later.
Yeah, I have enough basics to like last us for a good while.
Healing is your con. Is that right?
Yep. Overnight, you'll heal con mod times your level, I believe.
Yeah, that seems right.
Plus, you do some treat wounds. Is any of you majorly injured?
I have 2 HP that I need healed.
Me
4.
too.
Okay.
I think we'll all heal with sleep.
Yeah, because you have another night of rest here.
Oh, another night. Nice.
Well, because you're not going to head out at night
Yeah,
after
we're
repairing
gonna-
the wagon,
That's
right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just taking the bandits camp. If anyone
So,
shows up, being like, well, you
Middle of the night?
new leadership.
Yeah, we just did the same thing.
All right. So we just kind of zip through this. You have another night. You gonna cook something special tonight, Jason?
I will try. Yeah.
What do you want to make? What are you feeling?
I am feeling something. Is there anything that improves speed or gives you more speed?
No.
Not like a hasty fish or something.
Hasty, tasty?
You've got fish on a
A
stick.
tasty hasty.
Well, that's my favorite meal.
Hearty meal,
He says every time.
That's my favorite
jeweled
meal.
rice, haggis. Haggis is a basic meal.
What's that? Yeah, I'll do haggis. That
All right, so
sounds
you make
fun.
haggis. All right, give me a survival check to cook tonight.
Do you want my basic and special ingredients that I have in my...
Sure.
I only have 2 special and 4 basic.
Okay.
And this is going to cost 2 basic per person.
Okay.
So you've got plenty. You can check that later, but just get that roll in first.
23.
Does anyone think haggis is their favorite meal?
No.
Hell no.
Isn't
I've
that
already
like sheep guts
established
or
that
something?
ice cream is Ari's favorite meal.
Yeah, haggis is a dish
chocolate ice
consisting of
cream.
a combination of grains, onions, spices, and organs boiled in an
Organs.
animal's stomach.
Yeah, yeah.
How many basics did you say?
2 a person.
Yeah.
And what was your check on that, Jason? For
23.
Oh, okay. You don't crit, but you succeed. This meal will bolster the eaters against nausea. You all get a +1 status
Because we're
bonus.
so nauseous already.
+1 status bonus to effects that cause the sickened condition
Oh,
for
cool.
24 hours, which
Yeah.
can be brutal at low levels.
That's, yes. A lot
Nikolai's
of vomiting.
amused by the fact that he gave you guys haggis.
yeah.
And all of us were like, it's delicious.
Oh, this is very good.
All right, you're lying. So are you.
No, I like it.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
It's not my favorite.
I know this is going to be good for us. But
What is your favorite?
Fish on a stick.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky, do you have a favorite meal?
I don't know why that gets me so much every time.
To be determined.
All right.
all I
It's
want is
definitely
ice
not
cream.
this
Can
time.
someone just make some ice cream at some point?
You're such a child sometimes.
Ice cream?
Iced cream, yes.
I just want chocolate
All
ice
she
cream.
wants is chocolate ice cream and booze.
Can we just have a girl dinner one night?
Girl dinner. Can we
dinner.
just do girl dinner?
I feel like we need to make special rules for girl dinner.
We need to have like a goldfish
Only
recipe.
Ari gets the bonus.
Cheddar
Yeah, yeah.
goldfish.
A handful of nuts.
Jesus Christ. All right, so, this is going to be fun. All right, so you're on the east side, the north side of the river, which becomes the east side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you wake up the next day. Are you going to tow the wagon?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that'll take 2 of your horses.
Yes.
So who's riding in the wagon and who's riding on horses?
I'll ride in the wagon.
I'm on a horse.
Okay.
All wagon.
All horse.
All right, so the horses are Arthur and Ari.
And the llama is pulled behind.
The llama's, I think, tethered to like the side of the wagon, like kind of just going alongside the wagon. And so
Do llamas, can a llama actually keep pace with a horse?
If they're walking.
Or is it going to be
Yeah.
like, F this, I'm getting in the wagon?
I think, especially given at this point, most of your gear is going to be on the wagon. The llama will have some. The llama is easily less laden than 2 horses collectively pulling a wagon.
I'm willing to put the llama in the wagon
Yeah.
as well.
Letting a drama curl up back there.
So what I'm going to say is, while there is a path here, it's not like full road enough. So you're basically trading efficiency at this point. 'Cause remember, if you move along a road, 1 point gives you 2 squares, but you are not along a road. So 1 point will get you 1 hex. So you can move 2 hexes today.
Can I move farther because I have terrain expertise?
You could, but you're determined by the slowest member of the group.
You know, Fox, you really fucking, or sorry, not Fox. Lucky, we could be going faster if,
I'm just sitting in the wagon, right?
Yep. That probably is why I can't make it go any faster.
Yeah,
That too.
probably.
That's also like why you might hypothetically split off into groups if one group can be faster together than another. So you're all heading off on the wagon. Arthur and Ari sort of vanguarding in front. Nadrama alongside the wagon. The wagon loaded up with a healthy amount of supplies and gear.
Yeah.
No, the wagon isn't covered right now. You have some tarps that you could have taken to cover it up, but it doesn't like have the structure to be a covered wagon. But if you want to do that down the road,
out of the elements, but not necessarily us.
yeah, I mean, like you could throw the tarp over it and camp underneath it.
Yeah.
Or like it's not roomy, but
Yeah.
you can definitely make
Okay.
a home there, which is fun because I'll not get to use a little wagon thing on the map when we make camp at night.
Yeah.
So you head off and you start heading down. Because there's a rule for that. I've rolled some stuff. It's clear skies today. No strong weather. And it's relatively nice, all things considered, as you head off. So the first half of the day, you're following the Thorn River, and you're following it to the south. And it's sure enough, you can start to pick off in the distance. You can see a single large tree.
That's a
on
large
low
tree.
hill. And like it's fucking huge.
That's probably what we're looking for.
Yes, it was a very large tree, visible for many miles.
Do gremlins live in the large tree?
Yes.
And yeah, they're
Not
like
for
they're like
long.
Keebler elves. They make cookies and steel rings. And as you're heading down the Thorn River, you are seeing the river kind of it's a little bit interesting. You're seeing like some different it's getting a little bit bigger, and at a couple points it's pretty sizably big. Like it's 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 feet across at a couple of points. And about halfway through the day, you will notice that the river is starting to sink into a gulch. Now, you're on the same side of the river as this tree, but it's getting deeper. By about 1 or 2 p.m., you're noticing that, like, man, this river is, like, it's 20 feet down. Like, it's a 20-foot deep gulch that has this river flowing through it, and it's getting kind of louder. You're getting your first real view out into it, and I imagine you're kind of going slightly downhill because that's the way the river's flowing. And you can see where maybe 10, 15 miles away, it looks like another river meets with this one before they head down further to Tuskwater, where you know the Bandit Lord's home to be. Well, it's in that early afternoon when you see kind of your first thing that you notice. You see it several miles out across this gulch. You see right between, nestled between a pair of rocky hills that are kind of erupting out of the landscape, you see an old wooden bridge spanning the gulch. It's actually one of the first passages you've seen over the water in the entire day. You see it just...
Who's played Rise of Runelords?
I have.
Fuck a bridge.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is there a little pin that you can...
We definitely can't take the horse and carriage over this.
Yeah, we're going to have to hoof it.
Now, you're already on...
Horse.
Literally not that.
Foot it?
You're already on the side of the river you need to be on. But it's noteworthy that this is one of the first crossings you've come across here.
Now, this is what goes, what we think is sort of toward the Stag Lord camp?
The river runs south. So you know what? We've got a little map.
Oh.
So let's bust the map out. We have a giant map, but we're not going to use that.
A river runs through it?
God damn
Yes.
it. Boo. So here's our little storytime map. And you've been skirting your way along the Thorn River here, right? Your outpost is up to the north of this wood, this rather large wood. And as you've worked your way into the bandit camp and you're following the river down south, you think that the sycamore tree is over to the east, farther into the plains from the woods. You can see the Thorn River works its way south where it meets with another river at a junction. And those two rivers flow together south into the Tuskwater. And you know it's on the northern banks or somewhere around the Tuskwater that the Stag Lord's manor is, or his fortress. They've used the term interchangeably, and you think it might be an ignorance thing or a fear thing. Not sure which is true. But there is a large bridge here over the water.
But the sycamore is off to our east.
It's to the east now, and sure enough, at this point, you could go east to the sycamore. If you wanted to go back to the forest, you'd have to follow this river all the way back up in the forest or across this bridge.
To the ring? To the sycamore?
Anyone could do.
Yeah, sycamore.
Sycamore.
Seems
That's
like
what
the
we're doing.
easiest path
The
at the
ring is
moment.
at the...
Yes, we believe these gremlins have it.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Could be anything. So,
We need to check this bridge. We need to check the bridge before we cross.
do you want to check it now while you're here for your notes?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Who's anyone who wants to give me let's do a perception. I'll let you roll it. I'm fine with any of you rolling a perception check. And additionally, if any of you have carpentry.
Ha! Natural 20.
Okay.
Damn.
16.
Whoa, I got a natural 19.
I got a natural 20.
Wow.
Hey!
Whoa,
we
we
are
just-
really suspicious
Yeah,
of this
We
bridge.
just wasted all of those rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Spend them here.
Yeah, it's a bridge. You see a bridge.
Well, we might not die on it because we rolled enough.
So you see that this bridge is old. It needs work. You think a single medium, maybe two small creatures could work their way across the bridge. And any more than that, and it would collapse. So taking a horse, much less a wagon, this really isn't a way across for
And
you.
it's one at a time.
Yep. So if you have to flee quickly,
Who wants to go first?
Wait, we don't
Well,
have
we
to
don't have to
cross
cross it right
Yeah.
now. We cross it like if we go to find a
What, are you
stack
guys
of
scared?
Yes.
I thought we were doing
terrified,
it for fun.
actually.
Just testing it for fun.
is this not what other people are doing? No. So
Nikolai's halfway across the bridge like,
We're not,
Like, get off the bridge!
not doing this.
Get off the bridge!
So you head east, and it's right around sundown, right near dusk, because it's still it's Farch. You know, it's
Yes.
it's
Yes.
early Farch.
The month of Farch.
And you come up, and you see looming over the hills. Now that you've reached like the southern part of this green belt, so you get closer, you see a graying hulk of a sycamore tree, clinging precariously to its last years of life. This 100-foot tall tree, it's been a landmark. You've seen it for miles. And as you work your way up, you do notice something kind of interesting. You're maybe, let's call it 300 yards out, a few football fields yards out. And you've noticed a few odd signs on the way. Probably you, Nikolai, but at this point everyone sees it. And you've seen some weird dark stains, some scuffs. But at this point you've come across several bodies, a couple of black-scaled kobolds,
Oh,
and
man.
2 or 3 small blue little creatures that have all been slayed. And you see them like,
Smurfs?
honestly, a little bit.
Papa, no.
You see a few of them that have been slain, laying in like a little
Wait, are these like red caps?
clearing. I don't know. Find out that and more.
Oh my
Tune in
God.
next
No.
week.
You did it on
Interesting.
purpose.
Interesting.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.